Alright boys, we're going to do a little video here about the mighty Deus 2. Now I'm going to show version 2.0.0 in this remote. Okay, it involves frequency scan, auto frequency scan. Okay, there are new users of this machine, and this probably also applies to the WS6, even though I don't have it out here. Okay, I'm in the Deus manual here, looking at my iPad. See it? Frequency scan. Now this is under the options key. Before I read this, I'll show you settings, and you go down here, frequency scan auto. I've got it selected, okay? So it says here in the manual, it says this function activates an automatic scan of the detected frequencies and indicates a clear channel with the least interference at every change of program or every change of frequency in the mono program. The frequency scan is particularly fast on Deus 2, however, it will slow your navigation by 2 seconds when changing program. So it's going to take it about 2 seconds to complete auto scan when you change programs based on what it says there. But is what it says in here, is that all true? Is there anything left out? There is something left out. But depending on how you use it, you could be misled and wild. This machine, while using fast multi-frequency, notice there it says, or at every change of a program or every change of frequency in the mono program. That is true with a mono program. But in fast multi-frequency, you can change the frequency and stay in the same program, and it will do a auto frequency scan, but there's a catch. And you may be using this machine in the wild, and maybe that's how you decide to do it. Initiate an auto noise cancel. All right? It will work, but there's a catch to it, and I'll show you here. Okay, now I'm going to switch hands with this camera because I'm going to be pushing buttons here. Okay, we're going to stay in the sensitive program. Okay, so it's at 40 max band. You see it there. We're going down here. We're going to open it up. Notice what it says there. It says frequency shift 1. Now, auto scan is on. Okay. So if I turn this machine off in the sensitive program, turn it back on, it's going to do an auto noise cancel. And it's going to go wherever it thinks the cleanest channel is. So we're going to leave it in frequency shift 1. Now auto scan is on. Remember what I said. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to toggle to the 24 max band and come back. What happens? I'm still in frequency shift 1. You see that. I went to the 14 band and come back to the 40. What happens? I'm still at 1. Why is that? I'll show you here in just a second. I went to 24. I came back to 40. I'm still at 1. So this machine will not initiate an auto noise cancel if you change the bands in fast multi-frequency. If you do it fast, okay? So I went back to 14, I came back to 40. We're still in 1, see that? But what happens if I go to 24 and wait a few seconds? And then come back to 40. Okay, it didn't change, did it? But maybe that's the cleanest channel. Okay, let's go back. We'll even go to the 14 band. We'll leave it there. Alright, now we've let some time elapse. Now we're going back to the 40. We're going to hit the shift button. Changed, didn't it? You see that? So if I go over here to the 24 right quick and come back to the 40, that number is not going to change. So in the wild, you may have seen this and you're like, oh, well, I can do an auto noise cancel by changing the band real quick and going back. Well, if you do it real fast, you're not going to get any benefit. Okay, again, I went to the 14, I come back to the 40, I've hit that button, it's the same. You see that? Well, if I go over here to 24 and let the machine stay in 24 for a few seconds, and then go back and hit the button. Does it change or not? You see it did. It changed, didn't it? Okay. So you may have seen this work, but you didn't put the 2 and 2 together, that you have to let it set in the other frequency band for a period of time before you go back to maybe the frequency band you want to use. Okay? You know, I'm guilty of doing this, to be honest with you, back in time. All right? But notice, the user's manual doesn't even say this will initiate an auto noise cancel. All right? Now, we're going to do an initiate a manual by holding the top right key, the hot key. Give you an idea how long it takes to do. A user-initiated frequency scan with the XP Deus 2. Again, this was version 200. I'm going to turn it back on, let y'all see it. Got me a nice new pretty remote. You can read that thing now, can't you boys? See it there? 200. Just be mindful of this if you're out in the field, you know, because you could get into that habit because you've seen it work and you never really thought about, oh, if I do it real fast, I'm not benefiting. All right, that's going to conclude the video. The Mighty Deus 2.